Hi, I'm Annalisa Burgos. Washington, D.C. is like any big city. It has its share of rough neighborhoods. U Street was one of them. But as brave bargain hunters and savvy developers move in, the neighborhood is changing. Watch this and you'll see what I mean. Walk along U Street between 9th and 18th Streets, and it looks like any other trendy urban neighborhood. Its new upscale housing, artsy vibe, and convenient metro stop are attracting lots of younger, higher income professionals.
It's changed quite dramatically. Like just the people walking along the street on a daily basis is different. There seems to be more of a variety of people as such that seem a little friendlier, like saying, "Hey, how are you doing? You know, can I get some rosemary out of your garden?" and that kind of stuff. It's really, really great.
But it wasn't always like this. During the late 60s and 70s, the area was overrun by drug dealers and addicts.
Before, there were crackheads and, there was gunshots every day, probably someone shot once a week, someone dead once a month for years and years. I still love this neighborhood. I didn't have a problem with it.
New development is reviving the area and pushing up average sales prices to $675 per square foot. Condos are going for as much as $800,000, and two-bed, two-bath row homes like this one are listed for $675K and above. It may seem like a lot, but it's a price urban homebuyers are willing to pay for a piece of history. Once dubbed Black Broadway, U Street was the hub of Washington's African-American community and the birthplace of Duke Ellington.
It's a rich history here in U Street, so you have a lot that I don't think is going to change in U Street. But you also have a lot of new developers coming in, new people coming in that they like that rich history. They like the jazz clubs. So I think that there's a mix that I don't know that all of that's going to change. And then you have some of these developers that are building cool loft-style condominiums that some of the new young people, they love. They love to have the exposed brick. They like to have the exposed ductwork and the fancy bathrooms, the fancy kitchens. So we're seeing a lot of people come over here to get that and still have a rich history in their neighborhood.
And longtime U Street residents are happy to welcome their new neighbors.
Honestly, one of the greatest feelings I'm having is I feel like DC is finally, for the first time, recovering since the '68 race riots when everything was burnt down. Because it's been just barely holding on. But now people are actually moving here, taking pride in neighborhoods. It's making the quality of life much better in this town.
Here's a real estate tip for you. When you're house hunting in an up-and-coming neighborhood like U Street, consider buying a fixer-upper. If you're willing to put in the elbow grease, you'll get a great deal on a home. To learn more about fixer-uppers, go to frontdoor.com. Just type fixer-upper in the search box. Thanks for watching and see you next time.